truth is rarely shown in the shadows, in the skies, in the questions we can't deny, beyond the realm of the known lie the mysteries of out there. Ghosts in the dark, footsteps in air, lights in the sky that stop and stare, whispers of things we're not alone, secrets buried, never shown. Tim and Joey take you there, through the truth or the scare, what's real and what's unaware. Welcome to Out There.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah. Whoops.
I had the wrong pad going. Here we go.
Woo! How you guys doing?
Oh, I was busy typing. Now I'm going to send it. There we go. Welcome, everyone. There we go. Oh, so how you doing, Tim?
Good, man. How you been?
I've been good. So it's been a couple of
two
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, lots happened since we had technical difficulties last week. We'd like to apologize for that. Everything went down. Almost did today too. Woo, we came close.
No, I'm glad we decided to check things early.
Yeah.
So we got that covered, and wow. Now we get back on track again.
Yes, we can. So, hope everybody enjoyed their time off from us. We got a great show tonight.
Amy thinks it's a great topic.
Hi, Amy. Thanks for coming on. We're going to wait here for a few minutes to get everybody on. So, a lot of good stuff happening in the news.
And Christine, too, and Lisa is on. And
hi, Lisa.
And your mom is on.
Hi, Mama.
Thanks.
It's going to be a good show, man. A lot of good stuff going on in the news, huh?
Wow, I guess. Good or bad or whatever. There's a lot of news going on, right?
It's going on.
How you look at it.
Good, bad, or
it's news.
It's news.
Wow. So I think before we even get going here, we'll go. I have one of these. Of course, it was more breaking news
out there. News alert
last week, but yeah, just kind of an update. So one of our missing scientists was just found after missing for about a year.
Yeah,
so that's Melissa Casas, 53-year-old employee of Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico. She disappeared on June 26th, 2025. And then that happened after she dropped off a lunch for her daughter, and she was going to go home and work from home, she said. And then later, family members found her purse, identification, and the thing that's really weird is her factory reset, cell phones.
Factory reset.
Factory reset, left at home. And so now we'll fast forward to May 28th of 2026, so just like 2 weeks ago. A hiker discovered human remains in the McGaffey Ridge area of Carson National Forest. So New Mexico State Police later confirmed the remains belonged to Melissa Casas. A handgun was found near the remains. Authorities have not yet determined the cause or manner of death, and the investigation remains active. Family members noted that the location where she was found had reportedly been searched previously.
I wonder what that means.
So, of course, we know nothing, but I just find it all very interesting and, yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Well, that's one out of what? Are we at 14, 15 now? I mean, that's at least we have one.
Yeah. So I don't know how many were missing, and
I lost track. I think it was 14 last time I heard. I could be wrong, but the most interesting facts about it that I come away with it is reset factory cell phone. I mean, and previously searched location. I don't know. We'll see.
It's all very interesting.
Very interesting. But lots of great potential news. I mean, I think it's slow. It's being slow released, but trickling out. I think over the next year, we'll hear more about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we will. And I haven't really kept up on the numbers of how many more have gone missing.
I think
we did the show, there was 15, right?
Okay, 15? I remember 14.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 13, and then there was the 2 more. And
wasn't there a plane crash?
Yeah, that was the 14 and 15.
14 and 15.
Father and son.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. I'm waiting for a video to load here.
Okay. We got a good show tonight, man.
We do. Anxious to share it with everybody.
And I noticed a lot of people have commented on the topic tonight and given your input. We're gonna take a poll.
Yeah, we'll do that after we get through everything. But
after we get through?
Yeah,
okay, we can do that.
Well, I mean, towards the end. But
okay.
I was hoping I could get this video to load because we do have a sponsor. And I was going to play the sponsor video.
Twinkie Tacos?
Yeah. Have you done any more since we did that episode? Anybody else get brave and try?
Did anyone take our
Twinkie wiener sandwich
challenge?
Except,
Did anyone do that? We'd like to hear from you. And if you have any more ideas about Twinkies and other exotic foods, please let us know.
Yeah. Twinkie tacos.
I've seen Papa Dewey. He'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah. That was the Twinkie with the refried beans and cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz, yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty delicious.
Yeah. Well,
very healthy for you too.
Did I try that?
You did.
I think I did.
I
think I asked my mom.
You apologized to your mom.
Yeah, I did. And I still do. I don't think she ever got mad at me for it. I think she was more impressed or surprised.
Probably just disgusted, right?
I think so. I can't really remember.
Wow.
It must have not been that bad. I don't remember it. I didn't get a timeout or grounded from it. I think she knew that I knew what I was doing was bad. So,
well, I might have to play the sponsor a little bit later in the show.
Okay, let's do that.
It's just taking its time loading, but Anyway, I'm gonna bring up the comments again. So, So Amy hasn't tried it, but she thought it was fun watching it. Oh, yeah, that was the other one I did. I didn't have you try that. Are you
I love pickles and I love peanut butter cups, but
so that was the peanut butter cup covered with jalapenos and topped with cheese whiz. And
okay, sure,
it's awesome.
I'd try just about anything except sardines.
It's worth it. I think it's not going to kill you right away. Anyway,
I'll do anything without sardines. Yeah, I think that's my limit. Yeah. I can't.
Well, let's get into the topic then.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So, I mean, we did our first show. No, it was our second show about. So our first show was about the missing scientists. Second show we did was dealing with, disclosure.
And
that was because we were waiting for the disclosure to happen, and then since then we've had some disclosure
in small amounts.
Yeah, I mean, has anything, blown
it's government. It takes a long
knocked your socks off?
No, it takes weeks or months, or every time they say it's about to happen, you can just like settle in, relax.
Yeah.
Take your time and hurry up.
So the one thing I did find interesting, is seeing it on the actual news. Is a news anchor,
which is
talking
rare.
about 4 different ET species that they've,
Yeah, that was a government. That was a congressional. That was like in the Capitol. That was under. That was in. It wasn't in the Senate. It was in the House. They were having oversight testimony. That's
in
not
Congress.
very common.
So yeah, that's very interesting. But I've heard other stuff. I mean,
Sure.
I'm familiar with the 4 that they have discussed or they've brought forth. But do you think that's everything?
Yeah, I think they're going to release it to us slowly. I think there's a lot more, but I don't know that we're ready for all of it at once.
No, that'd be a big pill to swallow, I think.
Yeah, let's have it. So years ago, I used to think.
You think it'll be next year, Christine? Probably. I mean, are we in a hurry? I mean, no longer they've been talking about disclosure. So yeah, another year. That's all right.
So when I first saw it in '95, I wanted everybody to know. And then after I found out what I found out, I'm like, nobody needs to know this because it will cause horrible, horrible panic. And now they're telling us they want to release it, and I'm kind of I'm walking that line.
Right.
The intellectual part of society may be able to handle it a little more than I don't want to label that that other side, but I think there's a panic to be had for the uninformed, I guess is a polite way of saying it.
Sure.
Still, I'm excited about it, but I'm still not sure we're ready for it, or we as far as the population. I don't think the majority of the population is ready for it. There is a population ready for it. That's for sure. There is a
hello, my cup of physicism.
Hi, my cup. There is a portion of society that's ready for this, but I think there is a larger majority that either don't care, don't want to know about it, or not. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, here's my take. I mean, from what we've seen so far, which, like you said, hasn't, blown up your skirt or knocked your socks off or whatever. Just because of how easily we can be lied to these days, and have it look so real. It's like we can see pictures and newscasts and things like that, and it's still not happening in our own backyard, or in our homes. So I don't think it really will affect real people until they're face to face with it.
Until it's on the White House lawn, and it's always been that way. My mom is a photographer. She's a desktop publisher. She's a expert in Photoshop. And a few years ago, if not many years ago, she said, honey, please do not believe everything you see, every picture, every video. And that was back, but way before AI and way before, so my dad was kind of like he beta tested like Photoshop and like did some Photoshop. And then my mom started doing some Photoshop and she started taking pictures. I'm sorry. So my mom started doing pictures where like my brother and my other brother and my dad. And then
are they both named Daryl by any chance?
Huh?
Your brother Daryl and your other brother Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
Yeah.
And what she would do is she would take pictures of each of us and put them into one photograph, like we were one big happy together family. And my God, it was amazing. And I'm like, I don't remember that picture. And she goes, honey, it's not. I took it from here. I took this one from. Do not. And she told me, do not believe what you see, because she knew way, 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 way back that pictures could be altered to where you just do not know. And I mean, this was years ago she was doing this. Nowadays, it's so easy to know that you can manipulate pictures, and especially with AI and everything. But you can tell AI and whatever, but Photoshop, nobody used to know the word Photoshop until now.
Oh, yeah.
Or until a few years ago. But
and
so
even
no,
Photoshop itself now is pretty much all run by AI.
Yeah. So
so it's all very familiar.
So we don't. It's been hard to accept what we see with our own eyes because of what we know it's possible with photos and videos and everything like that. So a lot of people have been dumbed down to it. So it's going to take a landing on the White House lawn to really, really, really believe it.
Well, and then you'd have to be at the White House yourself.
Exactly.
To really believe it happened,
Yeah.
So.
And even then, David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear. So
true.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to take. There's going to be there's a certain amount of people in the population to go. No matter what you show me, I'm not going to believe it. Now, I've got family members that will, to this day, deny everything I've ever talked about.
Yeah.
Everything. To the grave. I'm wrong. So there are those people out there that are like atheists or like will never. You can bring it right down in front of them and show it, and they'll say, "Nope, that ain't real." So I don't know what it's going to cause for a panic, but I'm not sure it's not so far away.
Well, let's go back to talking at least about the 4 that they've revealed, and let's see what we've got here with each of those,
because everybody's heard about them.
Everybody's heard about them, so let's
talk about them.
Really only 4,
right?
That's the big question. And so, you know what? I'll go ahead and put the poll up while we're doing this, just for fun.
You guys aren't commenting very much. Let's hear what you have to say about this.
So here's our poll. So, are there more than one species? Well, of course we know there's more. Or are there more alien species than we've been told? So
are there aliens?
Oh, okay, so A, yes, B,
that should
no.
have been the first poll. Are there aliens?
See how that works on here. See if it populates.
All right, you guys. There it is right there. Everyone. Well, not everybody's on a keyboard, but all right, we've got 1.
Is it? Oh yeah, 100% 0.
100%.
So far, 100%. Yes, there's more. All right, so let's talk about probably the most common one that everybody's heard about, and that would be the grays. So this is the poop sheet on the grays. So they average in height of 3 to 5 feet, and sometimes they're actually reported a little taller, but mostly little things, they say. Gray to pale gray, large black almond-shaped eyes, minimal slits for a nose, and a small slit, often expressionless. I know an alien that's got a lot of expression, but we'll get to that later. Their build is thin, frail, with oversized heads. They're most often linked to being from the Zeta Reticuli star system.
Reticuli.
Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2. So there's 2, is there? Which is it's located about 39 light years from Earth. Became popular after the famous Betty and Barney Hill abduction case, because that was under hypnosis, is where I think Betty or Barney, either one, whatever one came up with that.
They both did.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, right?
Sure,
That
was the first. recorded gray.
Yeah. And so the common claims about the Greys are they're the ones doing the abductions. They do genetic experiments, work in human alien hybrid programs, and do scientific observation of humanity. And I know we were talking about them a little earlier, and you were getting into a little bit more about those Greys, and I want to hear your take on that.
Okay, so my understanding, and we're going to talk about the 4 species, but not necessarily in order, but what their purpose was at the time that of their reign or involvement with Earth. So Greys were believed to have been a more recent interaction with Earth, and they were more interested in abductions of children. So if you think back to where, and I'm 60 years old, so we're thinking 40 years ago, somewhere, maybe before, after, if anybody has any other information about the timeline. Do you remember when you sat down at breakfast and there was a milk carton, and every milk carton you had a picture of a child, a missing child on it? And some people don't even know about that today. Some of the younger people today, and that's something that's kind of been like, I don't know if it's not necessarily forgotten. I think it's ignored.
Oh, just disappeared like early 80s.
It's kind of like a mom's. It's kind of like, I don't know what to compare it to. Like, it's kind of like, what do you think about Michael Jackson? You just don't, people don't talk about it. It's like, but years ago, there were many, many, many children showing up on milk cartons for missing children. So the Greys came down and kind of experimented with humans at that time, and were very, very brutal about abducting and doing experiments and taking them up, bringing them down, impregnating them, sending them back, doing just some weird, like, mad scientist kind of stuff with them. So that was the Greys, and that lasted for a period of about 40 years until they stopped, and we'll talk about why they don't do that anymore here in a minute.
Well, then let's move on.
And then that was also the Steven Spielberg, the E.T., the Travis Walton, the Betty and Barney Hill. The most of our stories from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, up until recently, that was the Greys. This has been the most popular in my generation, the generation before me, and the generation after me, and that's 3 generations. It's been the Greys.
Yeah, but if you were a fan of like the TV show V, then you're familiar with the Reptilians,
right?
Which, of course, when that show was out, I thought that was totally bizarre. But that there would be a reptilian race, but now I'm not so sure that's that crazy of an idea.
No.
So here's their description. So they're often reported to be 6 to 9 feet tall, green, brown, or scaled skin, yellow eyes. Well, some are orange or with reptilian slits, muscular and very intimidating. Face is lizard-like features. Most commonly associated with Alpha Draconis, the Draco constellation, thus the term Draconians, like us being Earthlings, right? Okay, I get that. Common claims that they were ancient rulers their manipulation of human civilizations, hidden influence, even today, over governments, and their hierarchical, I can't say the damn word, the hierarchy of all social structures. They're way up there. So that's the only way I can say that word. So what do you think about that?
All right. So these are from the Anunnaki. So we know about the planet Nibiru, and it comes around every 26,000 years. So these were the ones that were kind of in charge in the very, 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 very beginning, when the species first encountered Earth. And when they first encountered Earth, they came here for the gold. And a lot of people have known about that know what I'm talking about. They came down to harvest and mine gold. And when they came in contact with the Homo erectus and the Homo, not indigenous, the Homo, the homos, not the Homo sapiens. This is pre-Neanderthal,
Homo erectus.
There's like 18 different Homo species, but these were one of the first Homo erectus beings on the planet. And what they did is they came down and took over the species of the Homo erectus, and they used them and enslaved them to mine gold, because gold is one of the most, it is the most common precious commodity mineral in the universe. It's the most highest conductor of electricity. It's the most, there's plenty of gold is a precious metal and a mineral, and it's very important to the rest of the universe. Not many planets have, that we know of today, that, you know, we study our 9 planets, and they find, you know, gases, and they find
I'm sorry, that gas was from me.
not those gases.
Oh, okay.
And they find plutonium and uranium and placidium and iridium and all these other irons and all these other minerals, but gold is very, very rare in our
So do you think they're
universe.
still taking our gold today? Do we know what happened to all the gold that was at Fort Knox?
We don't know if there's any gold in Fort Knox, but I think we're talking of levels much higher than that. So what these guys did is they came down and genetically altered DNA. This is where we went from 23 genes down to 21 genes, or vice versa. This is where they genetically altered the Homo erectus and created a hybrid of the Homo erectus and made them stronger, bigger, and more powerful, that they could mine the gold from the planet, because that's what they wanted. And they were the first ones that came down and set an order about what happened on Earth. They were the first ones from the Anunnaki. They were the most feared ones. They were the most dominant ones. And after they achieved their purpose, they kind of like backed off and disappeared, and other species came in and took over, and they kind of like receded from Earth.
According to this, I mean, they just receded into being not seen,
but they're
interdimensional. They still influence governments today. Oh, let's
They
see.
still kind of control everything, but they're not involved, like physically involved
Sounds fine.
here.
Okay.
But they still have like the say so of what happens here. But they're not physically here.
Yep. We're getting to all those. So let's go to the next one. So we got our third one, which is the Nordics. Yeah,
The good guys.
the good guys. And they're still kind of tall, so they range between 6 and 8 feet. Blonde or white hair, blue eyes or light colored eyes.
They're beautiful.
Nearly human build, athletic and attractive. They're usually connected to the Pleiades, Clarstuster, Pleiades
Star
star
cluster.
cluster. And so Pleiadians, tall whites, Nordics, that's what they're also known as. Benevolent visitors, spiritual guidance, warnings about humanity's future, and environmental concerns. I think I know how they all voted.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Conservative.
So, but yeah, they don't seem too threatening. So I kind of like them. And Papa Bones thinks she's hot.
She's very hot. They're beautiful.
So yeah, tell me about them.
Okay.
Nordics.
The Nordics are the emperors, kings and queens, if you will, the overseers of the Galactic Federation. They are the peacekeepers. They are the ones that have got involved. They're from, I believe they're from Sirius A and Sirius B, which is 2 moons off of the planet.
Are they in the Pleiades star cluster? I'm just that's just what this said. So I don't know.
They originate from there, but right now they're everywhere. They settle in many different star systems, but Sirius A and Sirius B off of not Uranus.
Hey, Wendy.
Wendy.
Done.
So glad to have you.
Yeah.
You got to catch up, girl. So the Nordics are from Sirius A and Sirius B. From what planet did I?
Sirius A, Sirius B.
Ask Alexa what.
Oh, I have to mute her.
What planet is? What moons are off of? What moon Sirius A and Sirius B belong? Sirius A and Sirius B belong to what planet? Not Neptune.
Alexa, what planets do Sirius A and Sirius B belong to?
Sirius A and B are stars in the constellation Canis Major. Are you interested in learning more about star systems and constellations?
What planet do they belong to? Or what planet did they belong to?
Do they belong to a planet like as moons or satellites?
No, Sirius A and B are stars in a binary system, not moons of a planet. Want to learn more fascinating facts about the star system?
Not today.
Anyway, Sirius A and Sirius, I couldn't remember if they belong to a planet or not, but anyway, they originate from Sirius A and Sirius B. So the Nordics, which are now everywhere, with which they not used to be. Yes. The Nordics, all right, here's what happened. The lizard people, which we call the Reptilians. Nice to see you too, Wendy.
Yeah.
Kind of got out of it at once. Everything went crazy and they didn't want anything to do with it. And then we'll talk about the other species in a minute that made them leave. And then the Nordics, which came after the next species we'll talk about, that
the one that bothers me the most.
Well,
that's
all right. We'll talk about the one that bothered you most, but I'll tell you why the Nordics are here. The Nordics are here because of the ones that bother you most. So the Nordics came down after the ones we're going to talk about. And they stopped the Greys. They stopped the ones you're talking about. They stopped the Reptilians pulled out because of the Nordics, because they formed a galactic federation with the planet, and they're the ones that told the Greys no more abducting children, no more going in and impregnating women and taking them back down, letting them go full term, taking them up again, and then taking their babies from them. They said no more of that.
They slapped them down.
And so we, Eisenhower, Johnson, we all met with the Nordics, and we formed a treaty, and they became our allies, and they are now protecting us from the Greys and the Reptilians and from the ones we're going to talk about, to no longer get involved with the people on Earth, that we may sit here and not be worried about other species. So the Nordics are our friends, they're our allies, they're our overseers. They kind of like they protect us, and then that's who the Nordic are. And we'll talk about especially why the Nordics are here, because of our
Because of this one.
Because of this one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now this one, I mean, have you ever watched a praying mantis eat a fly? Catch a fly and eat it? Yeah. I mean, it's like it's eating corn on the cob. It says, and it goes way down. I mean, it's
and
amazing.
they use saliva,
but I can't imagine
to break down the tissue and regurgitate and eat it at the same time so that it digests. So,
but here's the frightening part. So I'm not talking about 3-4 inch praying mantis, but these suckers are 7 to 10 feet tall. Yeah, like I said, they're giant praying mantis, huge insect-like eyes. Their build is thin and elongated. Limbs are long and delicate, but I bet those stings are sharp. But as far as their origin, nobody really agrees on where their origin really came from. Maybe they're the original Earthlings before dinosaurs. I don't know. I'm just saying my thing.
Sure.
But they do have deep space civilizations, so they must be all throughout the galaxies. They're interdimensional. They're ancient Earth visitors, which we can see in petroglyphs and whatnot. They're a higher level species, and they oversee the Greys. So if they're not nice, then we know why the Greys weren't nice, right? But they're highly intelligent, they're telepathic, and they're emotionally detached. They don't give a damn. That's all I have to say, is they scare the crap out of me.
Let me share a little about these guys. All right. So they are the givers of intelligence and history and mathematics and astronomy, and they're the builders. Okay. They're like, all right, so the Hopi, the Aztec, the Mayans, the what are the other ones called? I forget what they're called. These are the givers. They brought down and shared technology with the world at the time, the people of Earth at the time. So if you go and you look at hieroglyphs and petroglyphs of all the other continents,
yeah, I mean, you'll see the same.
You'll see a bird like being with a beak, and you'll see antennas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I was young, they used to have a show on TV called Uncle Martian or whatever. And he had
My
antennas.
favorite Martian.
My favorite Martian.
Yeah.
And if you go
Just
to the
the hand.
Hopi and the Aztec and the Mayans, and you look at all the petroglyphs, okay? Now, if you go to Machu Picchu and you go to Teotihuacan and you go to Peru and you go to Ethiopia and you go to China and you go to Tibet and you go to all that and you see the dwellings and the petroglyphs and the hieroglyphs, you see large faces with big eyes and skinny bodies. You see all that. Now, if I lived in Arizona for most of my adult life, if you go to Sedona, if you go to Monument Valley, if you go to all those petroglyphs and hieroglyphs and all that from the ancient Indian, the native population, the Hopi population, and then if you go to South America to the Mayans and the Aztecs, what you see on their petroglyphs and hieroglyphs, you see these, they called them the ant people. And they said they lived from underground. They lived underneath the earth. And if you look at all the hieroglyphs and petroglyphs, they all had antennas. I'm not kidding you. Go look it up. They all had antennas. They all had tails. They all had tongues that came out of their mouths a long way, but all of them had antennas. So this is not the reptilians. They called these the ant people. The Mayans and the Hopis called them the ant people because they looked like ants and they had antennas and they were insectoids or whatever you call them. So these guys were the givers of knowledge. So they came down to the Mayas and they helped the Mayans build those pyramids in Chichen Itza and
Göbekli Tepe.
Okay, Göbekli Tepe is a whole different story. Those are not. That's 12,000 years ago. Okay, that's 10,000 BC, which that's the oldest as far as we know right now, recently discovered.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole different story. That was not ant people. That was not reptilians. That was not the lizard people. That was not the Greys. That was not the Nordics. That was a whole different species. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why people are going to take disclosure too.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Absolutely. Like I'm saying, if you're not ready for what we're talking about right now, you are not going to be ready for what's about to happen. But I'm just saying, these people were the givers of knowledge, because if you go and you look at the Insectoids and the Hopi and all that stuff, they were given technology. They were given information about the stars. They have petroglyphs and stones that have all the 9 planets carved in a stone. Nobody knew that there were 9 planets. Nobody knew that planets rotated around the Earth.
Well, they set up their civilizations to align with the stars.
Right.
Well,
they were all given this technology through, if you look, there's a hand and a purse. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Where all these different civilizations all over the earth have the people that have the hands, and they have a beak and antennas, and they have a purse. And this was cuneiform, the first writing from the Sumerians that we weren't able to decipher until Sitchin. You know who Sitchin is, right? Zachariah Sitchin. He was the first one that was able to translate to a point cuneiform. But they all had this little purse, and they all had information and knowledge. And this was given from these species. These are the ones that taught us about physics and astronomy and mathematics and all this stuff. So they weren't a dangerous species. They were the species of knowledge. And they were never harmful or anything, but they were very smart. But this is why you see the petroglyphs and hieroglyphs from these people, all with the antennas. And back when I was a kid, aliens had antennas. Yeah, on the flying. Yes, absolutely. Yes, they were people were from Earth. They came down, they got them, they took them up, they gave them the knowledge, they brought them back down here, and then mathematics and astronomy and everything took off. It was sort of like Ezekiel and Noah. They came down, they got Ezekiel, they took him up, they showed him, he came back down and spread the information and the knowledge and everything. You guys, I don't know how anybody can't believe this. I mean, I've been studying this a long time. And yeah, there are the 4 that we know about, but there are many, 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 many more. These are the guys that have interacted with Earth and Earthlings and our place.
Well, so far on our poll, I mean, everybody, it's 100%.
How many have voted? Does it say how many have voted?
No, I wish it did. I mean, I saw a few of them come across, so it was more than just 2 people.
So these are the people that we have interacted with. I'm sure many more have showed up in our skies. I used to be a member of I am a member of CE5, and we would go out and we would look at these things in the sky and see them. So you have to wonder how many species will come here and say, no, they're stupid, and they just keep going. They're the smart ones. They see Earth and they're like, hell no, we're not stopping there. That's a kind of a joke, but it's also kind of reality. But there's also the Nordics that control who can enter and who can't. I'm sure some of these species have gotten.
Are they?
Yeah, they're the overseers. They're the ones that they're the military. They're the overseers. So these guys can come up and get within so many, like the international board, you can only get so close to a country and you can't get any closer, and then you have to leave international waters. We have an international space. They can come up and they can be close to our Earth, but they can't enter, they can't get involved. And there's overseers like the Nordics and the Insectoids, which they don't really have a whole lot to do with us anymore. The Greys are limited. The Greys they still mess with us, but the Nordics have an oversight. They're kind of like, hey, they still get in and they still screw with us, but they're held accountable when they break laws. But the reptilians they're gone. They don't care anymore. So go ahead, Joey.
Oh, I was still trying to pull up that commercial.
So there's thousands of species.
It's not going to happen. I'm going to have to. It'll be.
There's not just 4 species of aliens. All right, let's just get that clear right now. There's hundreds and hundreds of billions of thousands of.
Oh, it's just like species on our planet. Here,
we're finding new ones all the time. Look at the depths of the Mariana Trench. There's things we haven't discovered yet. We've discovered more of space than we have the planet Earth and in our seas and our oceans. So you got to be a little, I don't want to insult anyone, naive to think that there's not more out there.
No, it gave me 2 pages of different species that are in some archive, and I'm not gonna be able to go through all of them, but
name some of them. This is interesting.
Right. So we have the Zathori. I wish it would say where they say they came from.
Go ahead and put your picture up again so we can at least see some of the pictures of these people, and then we'll put up their vessels.
Yeah, they're kind of small.
That's all
So,
right. I can see
you
them.
know, if you got they or them, we have the Velmorix, the Nyxery, the Orvani, or Von the. That's hard to say. And then Kelvin,
which is where we get our Kelvin system.
yeah, Thalarin, the Ixil, the Vorath, the Chiron, Zenthos, the
I
Lumirin,
like that.
Silfari, the Draxoni. That's a cool name. That'd be a great name for a band.
Yeah, I would.
Draxoni.
Along with the Zephorians. I like the Zephorians.
The Aurelian, split up. It's Aurelian. Okay. The Zilvar, the Ian, and I'm reading from the way they're saying to.
You're doing a really good job.
I'm not reading the way they're
these.
written. I'm reading the way they say to pronounce them.
Sure.
'Cause I'd never get through it. Where'd I get to? The Pyrax. Now that one, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I love pie.
Yeah.
If I had racks full of pie all the time.
Racks full of pie. Yeah. Pie racks.
It'd be
Yeah, I like
awesome.
that.
The Morvex, the Obsidian. That one sounds familiar.
Which is a
Sounds like
mineral, the sharpest,
or
hardest
whatever. Yeah.
mineral on Earth is obsidian. So, all right.
The Crythos, the Vexery, the Nimeri, the Galvorn, the Etherion.
That's where we get ether.
They're the keepers of the ether.
The ether. Yeah.
The Nexulon, the Viretian, the Corvash, the Jerkal. I won't touch that one. Anyway,
So you get the idea.
That's a lot of them. So,
And then let's look at their vessels. Let's look at some of the vessels and some of the people that have seen these shapes and these sizes and
image
describe them.
wouldn't show up. So I missed in 1 through 5, which are the most common ones in the vessels.
And
I mean,
these aren't just seen by one person.
no,
It's like number 30, not the 40, the wheel within the wheel. That was Ezekiel.
here's a real famous one right here.
And there's a 21, the Tic Tac, of course.
Ooh, I'll make it go on and off.
Ours is a special one.
Yeah,
The cylindrical.
We'll have a close up of them. I mean, that could be a whole other show. Just
Oh, of course.
talking about the different.
But I mean, think about the Tic Tac and the double ring, the wheel within the wheel from Ezekiel. And I mean, some of these aren't just like seen by one person. These are multiple witnesses of all these ships and how they described them. And if you look at the one from my encounter and how we all drew it, what would that one be? I don't think it's a Tic Tac. It was the I can't remember which one it came
from your flight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
I mean,
was in there.
that was the cigar shape type.
Right. I don't even know if it
than
was in there.
a
But
Tic Tac. Yeah,
So-
let me see. Did I see it? Maybe it was one of the first ones that got cut off. Well, it could be. There's a
the number 34, the pill shape, maybe. Nah, I don't really see it on there like I remember it.
yeah. I mean, there's another
The rod
one.
shape. I think the cigar shape is what we're missing here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
Because there's a
Three
lot
them
of
on there,
description
just
of
the
cigar shape that I don't see on there.
So I think the other thing we need to consider on this, is where they really are coming from. How long have they really been here? Are they subterranean species that have been here for a very, very, very long time? I mean, we know the oceans are mostly unexplored, and a lot of the sightings that we're getting out of the government, are coming from the Navy with the Tic Tac and
And the ocean, the UFO, the
spacecraft that moves in and out of water without
submersible-
disturbing it, which is really cool.
Unidentified objects, SUOs, yeah.
USOs, no.
Underground submersible objects, USOs.
So not the people that go perform it.
No. At the Taylor Swift concerts, no.
So, and then we have, or did I already say something about interdimensional? I mean, that's
sure.
Move in and out whenever they.
That's a whole different show.
Yeah, it really is. And then we have AI or synthetic beings, which at a higher intelligence. I mean, we can see what AI is doing for us. Imagine what AI could do for a truly super advanced civilization. I mean,
we can't comprehend that.
No, we really can't. So, and we'll have to pick up this show again, do a part 2.
Oh yeah, because
to the other stuff
in the near future.
But
with the new information that's going to be released, we can pick up on this show and have a heyday.
So who we really need to ask what they really think?
Our buddy,
and I think we'll bring him in. I mean, him.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Let's see. Here's our buddy Enoch.
Hey, buddy.
Discovered we're real. Congratulations. Only took your species a few thousand years. You found fire, invented the wheel, split the atom, created artificial intelligence. Yet somehow, half of you still argue with strangers about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. I assure you, from an interstellar perspective, that is not the behavior of a highly evolved civilization. Now, many of you are asking what alien disclosure means. You think governments are going to hold a press conference and say, "Citizens, we've confirmed intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe." And then what? You still have to go to work on Monday. Your boss still wants that report. Your dog still needs to go outside. The biggest change is that humanity will finally realize it is not the center of everything. Frankly, that's a lesson you've needed for quite some time. Now, before we continue, I know what you're all thinking. Enoch, if you're an advanced extraterrestrial being, why are you dressed like a tiny cowboy? Excellent question, because I was abandoned on a farm in North Texas. When you've been stranded on Earth long enough, you adapt. Also, have you seen cowboy hats? Outstanding design. Blocks the sun, looks authoritative, and instantly makes people trust you. That's technology. As for the boots and overalls, when you're only 3 3/4 inches tall, everything is an extreme sport. Have you ever tried crossing a kitchen floor when a chihuahua thinks you're a chew toy? I need proper equipment. Now, back to disclosure. The funny thing is, humans fear learning they're not alone. But from my observations, you should be relieved. The universe is enormous. Billions of stars. Trillions of planets. The truly shocking possibility isn't that life exists elsewhere. It's that after observing you, anyone would voluntarily come here. Yet despite all your strange habits, your arguments, your reality television, and your obsession with recording yourselves dancing, you do possess something remarkable. Curiosity. You keep asking questions. You keep looking up. And eventually, curiosity is what leads a species to the stars. So perhaps disclosure isn't about aliens at all. Perhaps it's about humanity finally growing up enough to join a much larger conversation. Until then, try being nicer to each other, and maybe stop arguing about pineapple on pizza. The galaxy is watching. This has been Enoch, clearly the smartest being on Earth. Thank you for your attention. You're welcome.
Love you, Enoch.
It's not wrong, you know.
No, he's not. It makes total sense.
Said some really good things there.
I'm so glad we met Enoch.
Yeah.
He's my best friend, man. I see him every day. He tells me a lot of the information I learned to do this show.
Oh, space puppies are like.
They're like Enoch.
Bring up some of these comments we missed.
You got to read them.
Oh, they're too small. So many accounts on board crafts describe a mechanical, or in some cases, real-looking eyeball, and it's depicted in Flight of the Navigator. I remember that, and it's repeated as the round thing in Disclosure Day.
Right. Disclosure Day.
Oh, that sounds good. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, pretty confident that ancient post-biological species already reached end game here.
Scary.
That is scary.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now that is what the pineapple pizza also needs, is jalapenos. Jalapenos. Yeah. Wow. I think it's been a fun show.
Oh, it's been a great show, man. And you guys, let us know what you think, man. And tell people about our channel, and subscribe and hit alerts so that you don't miss our shows in the future. We've got some really interesting topics coming up on our next shows. I think you're really going to enjoy them.
You want to come along for the ride. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We thank all of you for being here today, and tell your friends, and let's get into this and find out what's out there.
Ooh, yeah. So everybody have a great night, and going to say stay tuned for in an hour. Yeah, in 1 hour. One Sin Away from God's coming on YouTube channel. One of the RCJ productions, and that's the commercial I was trying to bring up. But
yeah,
we'll have it next time.
But be sure and check it out.
Yeah, do it.
But until then, that's Papa Joey.
And that's Uncle Tim.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Drop us a comment and tell us what out there topics you want us to explore next.
Beyond the realm